Right, so I was just saying there, guys, we're going to be working on a little bit of neck and shoulder kind of tension relief today. It is quite nice just to have a pillow for later on in the class, um, especially if you struggle to sit, cross-legged on a mat for, longer than 5 minutes. All right, seems like almost everybody's here. If there are a few more people, obviously I'll just add them in. Guys, if you want to make me big on your screen, then you can just pin me. I'm sure you're probably all savvy with that at this stage in the game. Um, and I'd like to begin today, before we get into some movement, just to give you a visual of some of the bones that I'm going to be referencing. I'm sure you're very familiar with them, but I actually have a skeleton and I may as well use it, right? So I'm going to be talking to you guys today about your shoulder blades. So these floating bones at the back of your rib cage. So you can see that the shoulder blades, they're floating in the sense that they're not necessarily like a synovial joint, but they attach at the back of the ribs. But the shoulder blade actually forms the ball and socket joint of your shoulder. So it's where your arm bone plugs in, and that's then where your arm connects to your ribs. A lot of the muscles that tend to get quite sore when we're in a seated position a lot connect onto the shoulder blade and then go up into our neck. So I'm going to be talking about the shoulder blade quite a bit. So hopefully that visual is a bit helpful for you. Okay, cool. Just going to add one more person in. We got Hannah. And then we're going to start, guys, in a kneeling position on our mat. Okay. Welcome, Hannah. All right. So a kneeling position, I'm hoping that this is doable for all of you guys. I know this can be pretty uncomfortable, so if you want to assume any other seated position, that's totally fine. So in your kneeling position, I want you to reach your arms out long. So you're going to extend your two arms forwards. And if you had to look at your hands, you can see you've got your hands connect into your forearms, into your arm bone, and remember, arm bone connects into shoulder blade. Okay, so I want you to kind of start connecting the dots here in terms of, okay, my arm's moving, but I'm initiating this from my shoulder blade area. Okay, so from your shoulder blade through your hands, I want you to imagine pushing a wall away. It's almost like a boulder, so get away from your wall. Push an imaginary wall away. And in this moment, your two shoulder blades are very far away from one another. Okay? Now you're going to keep your elbows nice and straight, and you're going to start to draw your shoulder blades in towards your spine, squeezing your shoulder blades in towards your spine. And then you're going to push that imaginary wall away again. Guys, keep going. I'm just going to add somebody else in. So you're imagining pushing a wall away, and then you're imagining squeezing your two shoulder blades together towards your spine. A pretty cool analogy that I've heard for drawing your shoulder blades towards the spine is, imagine you were squeezing a pencil between your two shoulder blades when you retract. That's the name of this movement. And then push an imaginary wall away. That's called protraction. Let's go for 3 more. So squeezing the two shoulder blades in towards our spine, and then pushing an imaginary wall away. As I do this, guys, I'm not shrugging my shoulders up towards my ears. It's a horizontal movement. So my shoulder blades are gliding horizontally. Almost imagine your chest like a big barrel of wine, and your shoulder blades are gliding horizontally around the barrel, forwards and back towards one another. Last time, push an imaginary wall away, and then retract, draw the shoulder blades together towards the spine, and then take a moment, shake it out. Shake it out. So it will activate some of the muscles around your neck, but activation is a good thing, okay? All right, so from here, we're going to come up into a higher kneeling position. Hopefully that's okay for you guys. Pinky toes are on the mat, so I want you to be able to make sure that you can feel your pinky toes on the floor, and you're going to reach your arms out long again. Okay, slowly float the arms up towards the sky. Okay, and we're going to draw really big circles back the way with our arms. Seems kind of simple to do something like this, just a backwards shoulder circle. if you had to tune in to those two shoulder blades that you visualized, that you saw on the skeleton earlier, can you start to just feel them move as you move your arms? Okay, so if you had to have wings, shoulder blades are kind of like our little mini wings. Think about how they might move. Going for 3. If you get sore or too tired, you just take a break. 2 and 1. Just shake it out. And then we're going to reverse. Pinky finger leads the way. Turn your palms up towards the sky. Slowly, kind of imagine you're throwing 2 balls at the same time, up and overhead, and come down. Pinky fingers lead the way. Turn the palms up. You're throwing 2 imaginary balls. Good. Keep on going. Again, feeling the shoulder blades moving along your back body. Last 2. You might notice little clicks, little kind of sounds coming out of this movement. That's fine. Last time. Good. And then shake it out. Great job. We're going to remove the hands from the situation now. We're going to pop our hands onto our shoulders. So now you're going to imagine elbow drawing the giant circle. We're going to go the reverse direction because that's hardest. So we're going to take the elbows back, up, forward, and down. Okay? I don't want you to stress out your neck here, as you do this. So find a comfortable range of motion where you can feel the gliding of the shoulder blades. Try and be as precise as possible about the actual fact that you're drawing a circle. And watch for me that you don't end up with your rib cage so flared forward and the arch in the lower back really pronounced. Think about lengthening into the lower back just a little. Last 2. And 1. Now if you can, go straight into the reversal. Elbows go up, really big back, down and around. Click, click, click. You might be feeling in the shoulder blades and the spine. Nice and big with the circles, guys. 5. 4. Keeping the neck soft though, so try and avoid like tensing up into the neck. And last time. Well done, and just shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Great job. So far we've been doing the same thing on both sides with both arms at the same time. From here, we're going to take our right arm, if you're mirroring me, right arm up. And as you take that right arm up, I want you to shrug your shoulder blade up. So allow the shoulder to come up to the ear. Left arm, squeeze the shoulder blade down. So imagine you were dangling from a cliff, the top arm and the whole weight of your body is dangling down. Imagine you were holding somebody's hand, holding onto somebody beneath you, and they were pulling that shoulder blade down. So you've got energy going up, energy going down. Good. Feel the shoulder blades doing opposite things here. And then you're going to slowly change. Okay, left arm up, right arm down. Pause for a beat. Just make sure that you're not turning it into a back bend. So close the rib cage down. Squeeze right shoulder blade down. Reach right shoulder blade up. Good. And then slowly start to swap from side to side. Maybe taking a nice big inhale here at this moment. And exhale to transition through center. Inhale. Reach in opposition. Exhale. Inhale. Reach in opposition. Can you still feel your pinky toes on the mat? Feel your collarbones be really open here. Exhale through center. Last 2. And exhale through center. And last 1. Open. Exhale through center. Really great job. Nice. From this position, guys, we're going to come down onto all fours. So hands underneath the shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. I just want you to look at your hands, spread your fingers nice and wide, push the floor away. We're going to come back into some shoulder blade movements here. You're going to try and squeeze your shoulder blades together along your back. So remember squeezing an imaginary pencil between the two shoulder blades. My elbows haven't bent here. And then I'm going to push the floor away, lifting my heart, puffing my heart up towards the sky. And then I'm going to slowly let my chest travel down towards the floor as I squeeze my shoulder blades together along my back body. And I'm going to push the floor away, puffing my heart up towards the sky. Can you go for 10 of these? So one thing that I see, and almost every neck pain patient I've seen struggles a lot with this movement to prevent scrunching the shoulders up towards the ears. What I want you to try and avoid is scrunching the shoulders up and closing down the space between your ear and your shoulder. Keep the neck free. Okay, so there should be a decent space between your shoulder top and your earlobe. Okay, keeping the elbows nice and straight. Keep going. Shoulder blades together towards the spine. Shoulder blades far away from the spine. Shoulder blades together. Feel them glide towards one another. Feel them glide away from one another. Go for 2 towards one another. Nice and far away. And last time, towards one another and far away. Beautiful job. Take a little wiggle. Take a little wiggle of your tail from side to side. Beautiful. Now with your wrists, you're going to start to walk your left hand out to the left. So I'm turning my fingertips of my left hand towards the left hand side. Right hand turning my fingertips towards the right hand side. And maybe I can start to turn 360 degrees with my wrist till my fingertips point back towards my knees. For some of us, that's going to be too intense. So just play with that. Start to walk your hands, transferring weight from shoulder to shoulder, and allow your hands to turn, your fingers to turn all the way forwards, and then start to spiral them in towards one another. Start to play around with this. Let's go through maybe one more revolution all the way around an imaginary circle, right? So turning the fingertips out to the side, maybe all the way till they're pointing towards your knees. And then I'd like you to stop at your maximum range here. So try and feel, okay, where can I get my fingertips to point? Can I get them to point straight back towards my knees? Or is that a little bit too much for me today? So find your end range. Okay. If you're able to get those fingers to point back towards the knees, well done. But don't force it, please. You're going to slowly micro bend into your elbows. As you micro bend into your elbows, you might start to notice a line of stretch happen in your forearms. Just a little micro bend. And then you're going to slowly start to rock your bum back towards your heels and allow the heel of your hand to lift slightly off of the mat. Okay? So this can be quite a deep stretch for your forearm flexors. You use these muscles to type, move your mouse, all that kind of stuff. And then bring yourself forward again. Slowly rock yourself back. Listening to those forearms. Slowly bring yourself forwards. Guys, keep going. For those of you that are not able to get your fingers to point towards your knees, and your fingers might be slightly at more of an oblique angle, then you're going to allow your body weight distribution to always go in line with your middle finger. So when I rock back, say for instance my hands are pointing slightly towards the sides of my mat, I'm going to go and rock my forearm in line with my middle finger. Okay? Keep going, guys. Breathing through. You might find that the stretch develops over time. Slowly moving forwards and backwards. Let's go for about 30 more seconds. Good. Breathing through. maybe 5 more seconds. Get 2 more little rocks in if you can. If you need to come out of it, please do. And last rock. Beautiful. And slowly peel your hands off of the ground. Not vigorous shaking, just gentle shaking. Gentle little shakes. Okay? Well done. So I'm going to face you guys again. Still a little wrist stretch. You're going to make a fist. Your thumbs are outside of your fist. And you're going to bring the knuckles, the back of your fingers towards one another and just put them on the ground. Okay? Alright, so I want you to try as best you can not to lose your fist. Alright, so keep your fingers nice and tight. You're going to bring the back of your forearms all the way to the ground. Okay, my weight is back in my legs here, so I'm not leaning all my weight into my hands. But from this position, keeping a nice tight fist, both hands, can you slowly start to straighten out your forearms, straighten out your elbows, keeping the knuckles touching, keeping the back of your wrists on the floor and your fists closed. Okay, and then slowly bend. So I'm hoping you're going to feel here is a stretch for your forearm extensors, the opposing muscle group to that which you've just stretched. Okay, keep the fists nice and tight. Good. You might notice that you can't straighten out your elbows completely. Please don't force it. I do this stuff a lot, so just be gentle with your wrists. 3, 2, just notice on your dominant hand, how it might feel. And then last time, extend. Good, and then slowly come out of it. No vigorous shaking, just like gentle, really kind of floppy shaking. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come back onto the wrists again, just kind of normal position, the fingertips pointing towards the top of the mat, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and we're going to push the floor away. From here, guys, you're going to reach your right arm up towards the sky, left hand is going to stay on the mat. We've kind of been here before when we were imaginarily hanging from a cliff. So in this moment, my right shoulder blade is reaching up. My left shoulder blade I'm using to push the floor away. So I'm not going to sink into it. I'm going to push the floor away. And let's try and draw 5 circles here now. So you're going to take your arm forward, up, back, and around. Again, I don't want you to tense up into your neck here. I just want you to try your best to allow not just your arm to move, but your whole chest to move as well. Because your shoulder blade is attached onto your ribs. We want our ribs to move. Last circle. Good. Place the right hand down. We're going to go straight over to the left hand side. Left arm reaches up. Rotate. Beautiful. And we start to circle. So you might be wondering, like, why are we doing this stuff for neck and shoulder tension release? Well, a lot of neck pain and shoulder tension comes from a lack of mobility in your thoracic spine. So we're now rotating, turning to this left-hand side to mobilize into your thoracic spine. Okay, last time. And then you're just going to put that left hand back on the mat. Push the floor away again. We're going to change it up, but that right arm's going to go up towards the sky again. So reach it up. Take a really big inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to thread the needle. We're going to take the right arm down underneath the left until your right cheek or temple is on the floor. Pause here at the bottom. Cool. Now in this moment, if you're feeling like, whoa, this is intense, then just try and relax into it. If you can take a tiny little bit more cueing, you're going to tuck your chin towards your throat to facilitate more length through the back of your neck. You might notice a line of stretch all the way from the back of the neck down towards your sacrum. Maybe you don't feel that at all. If you can take a little bit more, reach your left arm up towards the sky. Well done. From here, if you can take a teeny bit more from that even still, you're going to see if you can take the back of your left hand and reach into the small of your back. Yeah, so my left hand, the back of my left hand is now in the small of my back. And then I want to try and lift my left elbow up towards the sky as much as I can to open my left collarbone. Breathing here. Taking the biggest inhales you've taken all week. Last breath. And then place your left hand on the mat in front of your face. You're going to push the floor away. Slowly unwind your rotation. Reach your right arm up towards the sky again. Inhale here, and then exhale, take your right hand back to the floor. Well done. Other side. Left arm reaches up. Big rotation. Push the floor away. Take a moment here. Inhale. And as you exhale, thread the needle. Take the left arm down, underneath the right, and through, all the way until your head is on the mat. Take a moment just to adjust into this position, lengthening through the nape of your neck. If you can take a little bit more and your head is happy with that little bit of pressure on it, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Nice. If you want that little bit extra, take the back of your right hand into the small of your back and then try and lift your elbow, your right elbow, up towards the sky. It's as if you were trying to reach your elbow far over towards your left foot. Lots of lefts and rights, I know. Take 2 more big deep breaths here. And then place your right hand back onto the mat. Press yourself back up onto all fours. Well done. Cool. So from here, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, we're going to start to draw circles with our shoulder blades. So I guess the best analogy I have for you is like an old school locomotion train. I want you to imagine that your shoulder blades are those little wheels, the locomotion that happens with the wheels of an old steam train. Slowly start to circle. Allow your body to move. Allow the sternum to dive down and up. 3, keep the elbows as straight as you can. 2, and 1. Reverse direction here, and so as you reverse your direction, see if you can make the movements a little bit more profound, a little bit bigger. Pushing the floor away a little bit more, allowing the sternum to dip a little bit more. 2 and 1. Really nice. Okay guys, from here we're coming down onto our tummy. So once you're on your tummy, you're going to take your left hand out to the left hand side. Okay, my elbow is bent and my hand is flat on the floor. Now I'm going to turn my head away from you, so you're going to have to just take a look at me. I'm going to look towards my right hand side. Hopefully this mic is not making too much noise here. Anyway, I'm looking towards my right hand side. I'm going to slowly take my right leg up and back. See if I can reach and tap the floor with my right foot. Using my right hand just to stabilize me in space here. So my right hand is just facilitating this rotation. And then I'm going to come back from where I came. Okay, I'll angle myself a little bit more if you need to see a different angle. So coming up, rotating, reaching my toes back, and bringing everything back to center again. Okay, so what we're trying to stretch here, guys, are muscles called your pecs, pec major, pec minor, at the front of your left shoulder. So I want you to try and keep the front of your left shoulder nice and grounded into the floor. You might find that you're not able to get your foot to actually tap the floor. That's fine. Don't force that, okay? This is about your left kind of front chest area. Keep on going, guys. So we're moving through the stretch, reaching for the floor behind us, and slowly coming forward again or coming back. Both hips to the ground. Last two, just so you know, we're going to hold the final one. And last one. See if you can hold the position. Try and think about pushing your left shoulder closer towards the floorboards. Maybe close your eyes and breathe into the front of that left shoulder. So a lot of the time, being tight at the front of our shoulders in this specific area can also cause us quite a lot of neck pain. These muscles, especially pec minor, also attach onto our friend the shoulder blade. Okay, slowly bring yourself back to center. Beautiful. And then you're going to square your chest with your mat. So you're going to look dead ahead. Tent your fingertips. So fingertips are going to come up onto, I guess, imagine you had a cupcake underneath each hand. And you're going to squeeze your elbows back and squeeze your shoulder blades down. See if you can lift your heart up off of the mat here. I'm squeezing my bum quite significantly so that I can keep my lower back nice and long. And then I'm going to undulate and lower my chest back towards the floor. So let's push the floor away, come up, waving through the spine, and then slowly coming down. And as you do this, just notice how your left shoulder feels compared to your right. You might notice a little bit more heat. Going for 3. Almost pulling yourself down. 2. And last time. Well done. Okay, let's take that stretch over to the other side. So now right arm bent at 90 degrees. So if you're not sure, this is the position. It's that cactus shape with the right arm on the floor. I'm looking to the left. Yeah, my left hand is going to help me. It's going to keep me nice and stable. I'm going to take my left foot up, back, rotate, pause, feel the stretch, and then slowly come back to center. Yeah, so if this feels like way too intense for you, you can straighten out your arm, your right arm. The bend in the elbow does make it a little bit more intense. Okay, keep going. Try and pause for an inhale when you reach that stretch moment. And if you're like me and you've got tight quads, muscles in your legs, you'll notice that you're rolling over those quads each time. Just an added bonus. 2. Okay, and last one. Holding this position on the last little rep here. As you hold, push your right shoulder a little bit closer towards the floor. Send your breath into your right shoulder. Let's take 2 more breaths. Relaxing your jaw. Well Well done. Slowly roll yourself back onto your tummy. We're going to do that undulating spinal extension. So tent the fingertips. In this moment, your elbows probably point up towards the sky. So you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades down and draw your elbows down. Use that to help you push the floor away. Imagine you were a little fish being pulled out of the water. So you're thinking about sternum lifting to the sky, and then you're going to pull yourself down onto the mat. Push the floor away, squeeze the shoulder blades together and down. Lift the heart to the sky. Try keep the lower back long. Slowly bring yourself down. Going for 3. And down. And 2. And down. And last time, lift. And lower. Beautiful. Once you've lowered, place your forehead onto the mat. Reach your arms long alongside your body, palms facing up. Good. Push your pubic bone into the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together towards the spine. So remember that squeezing of the shoulder blades together. Imagine they're squeezing a pencil between them. And you're going to try and lift your head, your chest off of the mat. As I do this, guys, I'm not poking my chin forward. I'm imagining a peach between my chin and my chest. Lengthen through the crown of your head. So imagine somebody was literally trying to pull the crown of your head forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and down. And then lower your chest. Only 5 more of these. Okay, so pubic bone to the mat. Lift your head, your chest off of the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades down. Lengthen through the crown of the head. So crown of head is going north. Shoulder blades squeezing down and south. Slowly down. And 3. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and down. Lift your chest. Lift your head. Slowly down. Guys, last time we're going to hold at the top. Lift and hold. Now, if you feel like you can, I'd like you to draw teeny tiny circles with those shoulder blades again. You're going to feel loads of muscular activation here, but it's good. Let's go for 6, 5. So my hands are moving, my arm bones are moving, my shoulder blades are moving. 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and push yourself up and back into a shell stretch or child's pose if you do yoga. Okay, so just take a moment here in your shell. I'm just going to move myself forward. Relaxing into the shoulders. Walk both of your arms over towards the right hand side of your mat. So coming into a kind of like a banana shape through the left side of the body. Breathe into the left side of the lungs. Breathe into your left shoulder blade. And then walk it over to the other side. So both arms over to the left. Sending your breath down into the right side of your ribs, into the spaces between each rib. One more breath here. Well done. Okay, bring yourself up and we're going to come into a seated position just for the last 5 minutes or so. If you need to sit on a pillow, please do, because I just don't want you to have that kind of tension in the lower body, right? So finding a seat, whatever works for you. You can kneel as well. Right. You're going to take your right arm over and across your body. You're going to hook over the back of the elbow and just come into a little bit of a tricep stretch. in this moment, guys, think about your shoulder blade squeezing down. Okay, so I want to draw my shoulder blade down into my back pocket of my jeans. As you draw it down, you might notice a little bit more stretch. See if you can breathe into the right shoulder. Let's take one more breath here. Very nice. Now we're going to change it up. You're going to take your hand behind your back. So my palm is reaching flat towards my back. I'm going to reach up to grab a hold of my elbow, and I'm going to push my elbow down. For a lot of us, we're going to have this moment where it's going to, this movement is going to make our chin want to poke forward. Press the back of your skull into your arm. So push your head back into your arm to keep your head on top of your pelvis. Push down on that elbow, and if you can take a little bit more, side bend over towards your left hand side. Good. Slowly bring yourself out of it. You're going to take that right hand, internally rotate, so my thumb is going to point down. I'm going to take my hand behind my back, and you might be able to get the hand all the way into your waist on the left hand side. Hold onto your own hands, interlocking the fingers webbing to webbing, and see if you can really hook that right hand into your waist on the left hand side there. Good. Squeeze your shoulder blades down again. I'm not going to let my shoulders come up here. I want to get them down. Okay, if you feel like you need to put a pillow underneath your bum to make this possible for you, please do. Holding the position. Now guys, the neck does not like quick, intense stretching. So super slowly, start to take your left ear towards your left shoulder. Breathing into that stretch if you feel it. And then with your chin, or I guess using your chin as a guide, start to slowly draw little gentle circles with your head. Super gentle, super explorative and curious. The last 3. If you find a sweet spot and you just want to hang out there, please do. 2. And 1. Well done. Slowly release and just shake out the shoulders. Nice. Left arm over and across. Try not to let the shoulder hike up towards your earlobe. Squeeze it down. Breathing into that left shoulder. Take the biggest inhale, really fill the lungs. Nice. And then slowly release. You're going to take your arm up and back, kind of like you're trying to put on sunscreen. Try not to push your head forward, but firmly tuck the chin towards the throat and press the back of your skull in towards your forearm, and then take your elbow and push it down. So just to try and get a little bit of lat stretch going on here. You might just want to stay and breathe, or you could do a teeny tiny little side bend towards your left. Last breath. I know this one's uncomfortable. Slowly come out of it. You're going to take your hand, internally rotate. So my thumb's pointing down, my palms facing the back wall. I'm going to bend my elbow and see if I can bring my fingers into the right side of the small of my waist. Interlock your fingers and see if you can kind of like almost hook it in there. drawing the shoulder blades down. First find the breath. See if you can really expand into the front of your right shoulder, the back of your right shoulder. Sorry, left. Rights and lefts. The stretchy side. And then if it feels like a good idea, slowly, just really gently take your right ear towards your right shoulder, keeping your imaginary peach between your chin and your chest. Soft through the cheeks and the jaw, almost like you had marshmallows in your mouth and your cheeks, so really relaxed and puffy. And then if you felt like it might be a good idea for you today, start to gently explore a little circle. Your chin is your guide. Going for 3, 2, 1. Gently reversing for 3. If it feels like a good idea, if you find a sweet spot, you can hang out there. 2. And 1. Very nice. Slowly release. Shake, 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 shake. And guys, that is you absolutely done. I did have one more stretch, but I'll save it maybe for next time. But I hope you feel a little bit of relief in the neck and the shoulders. Please, let me know how you guys got on there. So thank you. Thanks so much. It was hopefully not too easy, but I really just wanted to focus on the stretchy, openy, uppy vibe. So thanks, guys. I, well done. Take care.